And we have Kazna crew, red side defending, and we have UTOPIA, blue side attacking. And this digital camo that UTOPIA have looks absolutely awesome here on the mouse.
Yeah, it looks great on the mouse, and no surprise where Kazna crew is coming out so far. Actually, Scorpion moving south, which is a surprise for me from UTOPIA. But Kazna crew's setup doesn't surprise me. They have a 113 B6. He's going to be the spotter. We see him play behind those bushes very often. That's going to be probably Call Me Piotr. Wouldn't be surprised there. And then Diplomat and the Type 5 behind for the reasons we said, to reset the base. Miles is going to hold the middle, and the rest of the Kazna crew tanks going zero line. And Stefan actually crossing over here.
Stefan making the move there all the way down, actually going down into the corner here, but he's kind of stopping halfway. Dak, you don't want to go fully committed. To have a little peek over the ridgeline here. Now, we talked earlier on as well about Kazna crew's rotating lineup, and Disney actually taking a hit there, Daki, peeking out a little bit forward in the middle area. Looks like Maraka got a connection with him in the mouse.
Yeah, Maraka blind shooting there, very, very well done. Stefan now tries to connect them towards the mouses, but no cigars so far. And UTOPIA know they might take some initial damage here, but you know, you're going to take that to get those positions. That's the connection from Stefan we were talking about, but the mouse is not going to complain because look at the HP they still have available towards them. It's over 17,000.
Yep. Now, Maraka Daki actually got a damaged vision port there, so that's going to actually affect his ability to be able to do damage from the middle road.
Shouldn't really, but Stefan in return, he's going to feel the pain. Takes 2 connections, and wonder here what the ultimate plan is going to be for UTOPIA, because they have 3 mouses in that one area, and so far Rulezik is taking a lot of damage though.
Rulezik seems to be focused at the moment. Muck is taking damage right behind him. Now, as we're just going to say, with the rotating lineup of Kazna crew, it is Vetso who's on the subs bench just now. It looks like Gisny is the one playing the RU for them. He generally plays the lighter scouts for them, doesn't he?
They're going to put the triple mouse onto the cap, at least that's what it's looking like right now, and push them towards the city as Maraka comes from the middle road.
Taking a lot of damage. Well, Colozoid now gets ammo racked as well, and Rulezik and Mucka continue to get chipped down. Colozoid being focused on at the moment. Now Maraka's been shot as well. He actually has a dead driver, and now he's getting clipped out at the moment from Call Me Piotr. Let's actually listen into the TeamSpeak Daki of UTOPIA and see how they're going to do this match.
Stefana musicie ubić jakoś.
Stefan Oni krosa już złapali.
Beczka -2.
Kevin. Oj, dostał. O ja, 1600 było.
Zabiłeś?
Mouse KD, mouse KD.
Beczka -3.
Minus baty.
Co chcesz?
Daj Pietry KD.
Dyplomat KD. Mouse KD.
Zernisz Tara, jak się będzie wychylać, to będę go robił.
Бэшка -1.
Beczka 2. Beczka 3.
KD beczka.
Beczka 4. Jakaś tam.
And well, Daki, we did say at the start of this that UTOPIA hadn't played a lot of Runeberg, and kind of can see why.
Yeah, perhaps they tried to go for something here, didn't really work out. I mean, Stefan there in the zero line, very annoying. The mouses were forced to turn their turrets to either shoot Stefan or face the front. If they face the front, then Stefan will DPM them in the side. He will do a lot of damage. And then the Bachas trying to counter push the zero line, which was inevitable because they needed to clear out Stefan, but they lost both Bachas for that.
Yep, so Kazna crew take round 1 here on Runeberg from the defensive side, and UTOPIA not off to a great start, but then it is only the first round here, and it is only the first map, so certainly they can bounce back into
it. It's Runeberg as well. I mean, with the updates, I think the BC Mouse is on the defending side as well, and they can last very long. Take an example, Haiba, he survived for a long time. I think he did a lot of damage as well, possibly. But yeah, you could see the crossfire there. Once Stefan was in that zero line, those mouses were like forced to look left, to look right.
Yeah,
they tried to go onto the cap, the triple cap, but with a mouse and a Type 5 in front of them, and then the tanks in the little city, which obliterated the Bachas and then focused their attention on towards the mouses. I mean, to make this really work, they needed to kill Stefan in the zero line without losing any bad shots almost, because if you keep the bad shots alive, they can then crossfire in towards the zero line when the 50B and such try to peek on towards the mouses. They can do the damage, but yeah. not this time for UTOPIA.
Yep, unfortunate for UTOPIA. I mean, well played to Kazna crew as well. They held their nerve. They still had 6 tanks left by the end of it. They still had over 4k HP on the board as well, so they protected themselves while doing the damage onto UTOPIA. Next is coming top damage there, Daki, 3.5k with 2 kills. Maraka actually in his mouse, one of the last ones alive there, 3.4k in his mouse. Dare's 3.4k, so Haiba 3.3. I mean, there was a lot of HP on the board, so there's naturally going to be a lot of HP here for the players.
It's good to know too. Those 50 Bs doing top damage there. It's crucial. Mouse from UTOPIA not really working out. Bihu there as well, 650 damage.
Cast a curse from the start.
Yeah, but it's the first round. He can recover from that. But yeah, the tactic from UTOPIA got pretty well read by Kazna crew, I'd say. As soon as they saw the mouse as well, Maraka isolated into the middle road. They pushed him with Piotr to make sure he was distracted and couldn't come into their sides to annoy them.
Yeah.
And yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we see a ton of mouses coming out from Kazna crew as well in the next round, at least 3.
Yeah, I mean, the most that's been seen so far is on the Russian league with having 6 on one side.
6 on one side, yeah, Navi.
It's insane, 6 and then an RU.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much use that for every map. That's all you need to do, just all the
I
way.
don't think it would work that well for Prokhorovka, Ryan, but okay.
This is why I'm not a pro player, I suppose. Well, there's multiple reasons, but you know.
Shaky aim.
Shaky aim, not good enough, old man, yeah. Yeah. And tactically not quite there as well. Not as forgetful as perhaps Mojo, but you know, but he's a clan commander.
Just in general, not quite here.
Just generally quite there.
I mean, the body is present, the mind.
Yeah, like 7 cans short of a 6-pack.
You know, how do they say that? Like the mind is there, but the body's there, but the light is out.
Yeah, the lights are not on, but the engine's still running.
Something like that.
Okay, now round 2, we're expecting mouse. Do you think we're going to see some more Type 5 heavies?
I think we're going to see a ton of mouses. Let's make a bet, Ryan.
How many?
I say 6 mouses in total.
Well, you just glanced down at my screen, so I don't know.
And I want to tell you, every time when I was casting with Mojo, I said 6 every time. Because it's like the magic number.
It's the magic number?
Yes. 6 is the magic number.
I'll go with 5. But I'm not shaking on it because I'm not doing any more bow tie bets. Because you and Mojo need to do a bow tie bet, and now it's the last week next week.
Honestly, I tried really badly, but he was like, no.
He's not doing it. Yeah,
and
he's
lucky for
out.
him, because every time like we predicted something, I was right. He was like, you would have wear 6, 7 bow ties.
Maybe it's because the way he's already seen himself with the bow tie, and he doesn't look quite as distinguished as me and you did when we wore bow ties.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Although
We'll need
if I
to
would
find
bet
out.
with Mojo, I would make him wear like.
Or Mojo's just worried about the colour of the bow tie we'd get for him. 7. God
7.
damn it. I went with 5. I wanted to say 7, but you know.
Yeah, that's what they all
I was
say.
scared of going higher,
Okay,
you know.
so 7 mouse here from Kazna crew, 229 bad shot. They can go into a similar strat.
4 mouse from Kazna crew.
4 mouse from Kazna crew, sorry. They can go into something similar that.
This is exactly the same lineup that was used in Ghost Town yesterday.
Yeah,
by
they can do
Oops, and
something
got
similar
wrecked.
to what Gohard did as well. Go A-B line and try to cap from there, but they can also just try to do it like UTOPIA. There's like 3 mouses through the south, 1 through the middle, and then the bad shot coming towards the 0 line. It kind of depends on where the tanks from UTOPIA will be positioned. But UTOPIA here, I like this lineup. A lot of
armor.
A lot of beef, a lot of firepower. I mean, double WZ as well. double WZ. Kind of annoying to say, honestly.
Yeah, WWZ.
That adds firepower.
Set, yeah.
It adds firepower as well because they don't have that RU, so they might be able to chip away more from the mouses.
Two Wheezies will go with Daki. Okay, let's jump into the battle here and see how this is going to go. Kazna crew are attacking on the red side. UTOPIA are defending on the blue side. And Kazna crew, again, their camo looks awesome on the mouse as well because the mouse is an HD model. You see, we see the UTOPIA mouses creeping down the 0 line, Daki, and they're going to go for control of the city. A small town here, actually.
I'd like to start from UTOPIA with those triple mouse. The thing is, when they get to F0, it'd be very hard for Kazna crew to dig them out because they'll take the initial damage crossing towards them. Well, they shoot. Nice connection there on towards Bihu. I think that was a blind shot even. That was nice. And they'll have the WZs actually flanking straight through the city. This is risky from UTOPIA, but it could work. They could catch two mouses.
Bihu might get caught out here as actually Nexus is rushing forward and he has Dares and he has Vetzel over his shoulder. So Bihu potentially going to take a lot of damage here, but he does have the support behind him of the triple mouse.
Yeah, I don't think Bihu will take too much though. I mean, if they get spotted there, there will be mouses annihilating them. Bihu should not be putting, they should be putting blind shots down the 0 line.
There we go, actually, as Vets will get spotted and gets hit for 480. Other shots coming out from the mouse, not connecting at the moment. Biku's able to get himself safe, just angles in slightly. Now we see Stefan and Diplomat coming through the middle road, Daki, and there could be a crossfire here on these three mouses, but actually it looks like they're going to get across safely. Stefan taking one in the face as he peeks around the corner there.
They have to fight against Papa Pavin in the Type 5, and I somehow don't believe it's going to be the greatest trade because UTOPIA is going to push down the 0 line at the meantime.
UTOPIA, they are going down that 0 line, yep. Papa Powan now has got a dead radio man, it looks like a damaged radio as he connects back in there into Diplomat. It doesn't actually penetrate, but takes another shot back into him. Nexus now getting shot in the rear, Daki, one more shot. Let's actually listen in to Kazna crew and see how they're going to push this match out.
I'll pick on Type 5. He's behind the fountain. Type 5 fire.
I'm not shooting, I can't.
Rule is shot.
I'll pick on you.
Can we get the mouses close now?
Can we rotate all the budgets? Can we exfil all the budgets and push north now?
Yes.
Go, 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 go. We are holding
Wait,
them
let me
here.
fade.
Fucking cancel the mouses with that shitty bullshit.
I'm reload.
Type 4 shot.
I wasn't spotted.
D said from
Actually.
base.
Nah, neither was I.
Mouse
Just keep your
Wall
HP up
shot
and try
inside.
heat clip from outside.
I guess we need to go tomorrow up on this fucking rubble behind me.
Roll the
easier
fastest way, the fastest way.
So what could they fear now? 2 WZs with support of Type
113 going 0 then. Hi, you safe?
Can you get out with mouses? Can you be safe while we push badges north?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
be safe.
go back to
But
banana.
Diplo, we will need to go here then and shoot north
I
also
can't.
when we push the badges.
Actually, I can, maybe.
Go, just go side,
I'm
back.
gonna try and
Let
support
me
you
go
in the
go back
meantime.
Shall we go straight with badges to that now?
Yes.
Actually, no, you should be in front of me. Just go in front of me. Be ready to pick this corner when they push.
When
the
push
to
back,
give shots.
yes.
Yeah, you need to give shots to WZ, otherwise we
This mouse can also help us then. Isn't it, yeah. Just keep HP there, isn't it, Hyper?
I will.
Isn't it, you will shoot this also when we
Yes.
push badges.
Still keep the spot. Keep the spot if they roll on you.
Diplo, we need to peek before
We're
the badges
rolling.
push so
We're
the type
going
doesn't
with
shoot the
badges.
badges.
We're rolling.
Okay, Diplo, show yourself.
No, he's safe.
Show yourself so the type shoots us and not the badges.
I'm picking his. Type 5 fire.
Type 5 shot.
Nice then. These is
Go
gonna
for
fucking...
it.
But
These
it's
are safe.
two visits. Can't kill them with 59 badges.
Yeah, we can't.
We need to roll Diplo, dabei. Go, 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 go.
Type 5 aiming you.
I know.
Can you stay safe at the house so I can clip from the left?
No, no, she's shooting from zero left.
I'm a one shot now.
Track. Go back, 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 back.
1-3 from 0 fire.
They can push us. They can push us here anytime they want. They only scared
but-
because of this.
I have 3 bullets.
Type 5 fire.
Yes, that's not enough. That's shit.
Mouse fired.
Well, we just need to prolong.
Yeah, we just need to prolong. We need to get mouses into fight.
We can't.
I'll
really.
die soon.
Track Papavian.
Type 5 fired. Yeah.
We were too light for this.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, we couldn't do shit against mouses. Those 3-9.
Shoku shot. I also bouncing everything.
Muka peeking.
Yeah.
Let's go on him. Go on him. Go on him.
I have 9 gen.
Unreal, literally bouncing. Type 5 shot.
Simply put, too light. Look
Yeah.
at this meat. Double
Yeah, we're
heavy
too light.
tier 9 that are camping together here with a 490 alpha.
Can shoot the V7 on left.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and they were both behind the road.
Okay, maybe finish Nexus.
Actually, that first guy was kinda on the open.
So, Daki, if you were to take 4 mouse on Ruinberg, what do you think that would be?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy, I would say.
Well, there's a point to be made there because they have 3 bad shots, which
Yeah.
realistically I think we already talked about this, or we'll mention it again. Tier 9 bad shot against the mouse.
It's rough. You need to shoot it in the ass, basically.
It's not just rough, it's not gonna happen
Yeah.
for one, unless you can get behind the enemy tanks, which on Ruinberg is not going to happen for one. You can't do anything. Like, I think these tier 9 bats...
UTOPIA still have
I think-
a 10,000 HP on the board right now.
I
dude.
think these tier 9 bats need to go. I think
Yeah.
I really think they need to go. I think teams need to stop using them on Ruinberg because honestly, I really don't mind the mouse meta that much because it's like we have like maps like Steps, Cliff, Prokhorovka.
We have the open maps and we have the city maps. And surely in a city map, you're going to use the armor. You want to use the armor.
The thing is what the meta is evolving to now. We have maps like Steps, Prokhorovka, Cliff, probably Murovanka as well, where you still have a lot of bad shots to be used. But then you have the heavy maps, Himmelsdorf, Rurenberg, Ghost Town, where you'll have the heavy meta.
You've got to expect it that way. And you're not going to get artillery really in those ones.
So you'll have maps with a heavy meta and maps with a medium meta, which is like bad shots and such. So now you're getting diversity, really, if you want to look at it like that. Because one time you'll be having to play heavy tanks, and the next time you're having to play mediums. It's good for diversity for the players as well. They need to learn, they need to adapt.
Yeah, another thing as well with the heavies is that a lot of it comes down to individual skills of the players as well, because even with the mouse, if you're up against another mouse, it comes down to where you've got to aim to shoot. You know, it's not like just go for center mass and just rely on the premium ammo.
Even if the mouse got nerfed, they're not going to undo all the changes. So it's still going to be...
Yeah, it's still going to be thumbs. It's not going to just go back to what it was.
Exactly, that's the point. Like, even if it will get nerfed, if it gets nerfed at one point in time, they won't undo all the changes. So it's still going to be a great tank because it was already used in mass before on some maps, and it will still have certain aspects remaining. If it's the gun, if it's the HP, it will still be good. Like, it won't be like amazing. It'll still be good enough.
I still was using, and same with the Type 5 Heavy as well. We've seen the Type 4 Heavy being used
I honestly
as well.
don't think Type 5 will receive many changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard tank to be effective. I mean, we saw it doing a lot of damage there, but again, it's very locked into specific maps as well.
So
and teams have to expect this, but this is another thing as well, and it's something you and Mojo both said. It's the first weekend. The patch only dropped on Thursday, so teams haven't necessarily had a lot of time to adapt and think of ways to use these tanks.
I like the UTOPIA lineup. They were using the 113 pretty much as their breakthrough vehicle, if you want to call it like that, to push the zero line as well, which was well done. I mean, they used the mobility of that tank. They decided, we don't need it, which was a good call. They had double WZ protecting the north, which was also a good call. We were talking about it. If those bad shots go north, like Kazna crew were saying, it's not going to end well.
It's going to take multiple shots before they can get near them,
So, I don't mind this. And even if they get downgraded a little bit, I think they will still be dominant. Honestly, I think the mouse will still be dominant on the heavy maps.
I mean, let's be honest here. 1 for 1 is perfect for UTOPIA. They haven't played Ruin. They'd played it once up until now. We're now going to go into Ghost Town, where Ghost Town is a really interesting map. Again, we were expecting to see a lot of heavy tanks, and we were just actually watching the Russian league before coming over here, and we saw 2 Type 4 heavies being used there, and they said that's quite common for the Russian play just now.
Navi used the double Type 4 heavy, so we might be seeing some here as well. We'll be seeing some mouses for sure. I really think teams are going to start going away from tier 9 bats and such, unless they want to do a cap strat. If you want to do a cap strat, it's fine though, obviously, because mouses are slow.
You could perhaps bait them out away from a cap, maybe. I mean, it'll be difficult, but...
Tier 9s can work if you want a cap, but other than that, the tier 9 heavies, I think, will be a lot more used now because they have HP, they have a gun as well, which will probably be better than the RU, or like we saw yesterday, MX-30.
I'm looking forward to seeing if anyone uses the other new German tanks as well, and the new German tier 10, the VK, if anyone can think of a way to put them.
The German tier 8 is pretty big, right?
Tier 8 and tier 9 are quite big as well,
the tier 8, I think you can put the tier 8 on a cap somewhere as a shield.
And the tier 9 has a middle turret, basically. It's like the mouse, but has a middle turret. And UTOPIA going super heavy again here.
Both these lineups have their own strengths. As UTOPIA is going to win the fight for sure if they can get a good one. If they can get a good fight, they're going to win it because of DPM and armor they have available to them, single shooters. Kazna crew, main factor here is going to be this T57. Whoever is playing this needs to connect 4 out of 4 almost every single time. He needs to connect 2, maybe even 3 clips for the strategy to be viable, because the Type 4s won't do as much damage, most likely. I mean, they'll get the HE damage, but the T57 needs 2-3 clips, I think, and the bad shots need to make sure that their first clip is an effective one, as in 4 or 5 shots connected. Because if it's only 2 or 3 shots, they're going to lose the fight all over the map. So that's going to be the main factor for me, I think.
I'll be honest, I agree with you. I like the fact that taking these heavier tanks now means that the fights are more prolonged. It's not just rushing with the bat chats. It's certainly not like when we had the T54 lightweight at tier 8, so just like wow, everyone just zergs in. Now it's a bit more slower paced. It is a bit more thoughtful. It is a bit more tactical. It's not all about catching one person in and bam, they're gone in seconds. It's more of a prolonged trade and actual engagement.
The heavy separation and the medium separation. So we have both still available. Honestly, I don't mind it.
It's like we're saying with Mojo as well. It's like you have like the block of heavies, and the heavies have to do one specific role, and then the mediums have to do something else. And in a way, it reminds me of randoms. You know, you get your heavies spawn in one area, your mediums spawn in another, and you just kind of have to hope that your heavies, you know, if you're a medium, that the guys do their thing, and vice versa. If you're heavies, the mediums do their thing.
Well, city maps should be heavy tanks.
Yep. Well, let's see who's going to win this first round. Will it be Kazna Crew, or will it be UTOPIA? We're going into Ghost Town. It's 1-1.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
Okay, now UTOPIA are on the blue side attacking, Kazna Crew on the red side defending, and these slow mouse from UTOPIA just marching into the middle of the battlefield.
It is motion, I think somebody told me.
Multiple mouse. I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah, this is the strategy from UTOPIA. Could be very, very effective. I mean, the double WZ. I'm gonna keep calling that double WZ will
double Wheezies.
Will move towards the northern cap, I think, and start cap rushing there. While the mouse is trying to form a block, they might push down that D E line and try and block off anybody from Kazna Crew to come back into the fight. If they can do that, if they can get to the D5, D6 corner there and shoot down the Type 4 heavy before it gets into the fight, then it might work out very well. I think Shuku Muka really need to get back to the cap at one point.
2 shots into Vetso, nice, and nothing back in return. Vetso missed his shot, so it's very nicely done. Vetso with a damaged radio, not going to really matter much in Ghost Town. It's a fairly small size map, so he's not going to ever have to worry about losing radio range and being out of contact with his teammates.
So UTOPIA is going for the other option here. They're going for the straight push. They know Vetso is isolated, and they see Stefan on the boost as well. I kind of would like them to go back towards the cap, but they can win the fight as well because they've done the initial damage to Vetso.
Kolosoy taking a double tap there. He did have a dead gunner and a damaged gun, so he repaired that immediately. So that's him down at health pack and repair pack. Rulzek taking damage in the crossing, as is Biku, but these tanks can just steamroll past this area and continue on. Shoku taking a huge amount of damage though. They're trying to get a kill onto Vetso, but they're being clipped out in the side by Stefan covering that area. One more from Muka should kill Vetso here, so first blood to UTOPIA, but they're taking a lot of damage in return for it.
You just have to be careful not to be surrounded and isolated here. They have the HP lead, but Piotr only has 2 shots available in his bad shot. I was talking about those bad shots, and now is the point where UTOPIA needs to group up with all 7 tanks and just keep pushing with Piotr!
Piotr gets set on fire. A fantastic snapshot there from Dynamo. A little bit of luck in his side, but that is a massive, massive blow there for Kazna Crew.
There was 3 or 4 tanks that turned their turrets and hit him because he took like 1.3, and now UTOPIA is doing the sensible thing, grouping up with their 6 tanks, and they're going to try and overrun Kazna Crew.
They're just simply going to bully Kazna Crew, but look at the damage they're taking as they're doing this. Shoku detaching from his teammate stack. He looks like he might go into the cap area with Papa Pau, and as this gun line of Mouse and WZ with Muka just come round and just pummel shot after shot into the tanks of Haiba and Diplomat here.
Yeah, and this thing is still, there's Stefan and Nexus in the autoloaders. Yes, Nexus is doing the damage here, but the HP is getting really even here. Now Stefan got the kill on towards Muka as well. He's going to do 1 or 2 more. He might even get Rulezik.
UTOPIA have overcommitted here, Daki. They've pushed right into the middle of Kazna Crew, but Kazna Crew have started to envelop them, and Kazna Crew slightly have the advantage, but it's going neck and neck again here. We've seen this so many times on Ghost Towns. Fights are coming down right to the wire to the last minute, but it looks like actually Kazna Crew now have the advantage, certainly by HP.
That counter push from UTOPIA, I think, was a little bit too greedy. Going back towards the cap might have worked, especially after they killed, who was it, Piotr? Piotr, no, after they killed Piotr. They could have pushed the WZs back towards the cap and just hold off with the mouses. I think they were trying too badly to get the kills on towards Kazna Crew, and I think Nexus absolutely did a tremendous amount of damage in this round.
Yep, really nicely done there from Kazna Crew to be able to hold that line to continue shooting as Haiba and I believe it was... Yeah, Haiba and Diplomat there were the ones in the mouse taking an absolute beating from that gun line of UTOPIA pressing forward. But UTOPIA didn't cover their flanks, they didn't cover their rears, and Kazna Crew were able to surround them and get multiple shots into the back end. You can still see that Nexus is still there in the Type 57 or T57 Heavy. Papa Pound's going to go down, and Kazna Crew are going to take this one 2-1. That was a hell of a fight there, an absolute hell of a fight.
I really think after they killed Vetso in the Type 4, they had like this. They had 4 mouses on that one corner, and then Papa Pavian in the back lines more. I really think if they pull the WZs back and put them on towards the cap, Stefan didn't have enough to kill both of them, I think, because one of them was still very, very healthy, and he would have to drive in, right?
Yeah.
And the Mouses would be able to snap the turns, probably kill
I mean,
him.
that was 3 Mouse and a WZ on effectively 2 Mouse, and they were
But there
able
was
to
the
weather the
crossfire,
storm.
though, because Stefan came from behind.
Yeah.
Nexus was clipping constantly from behind as well. He was in the correct position. He really did the damage. We're going to have to see how much it was, because it was a ton. It could be over 5k, even far above it. We'll see. But yeah, I think the counter push from UTOPIA, they felt like they had an advantage. They kind of did, but not when the Clippers came back from Kazna. I think Stefan and Nexus made their clips really count towards the end there. I really think they should have just hold there with the Mouses on the corners, perhaps, and put the WZs back onto the cap.
Yep. Well, let's see exactly how much damage was done there and who by Daki, because there was a huge amount of HP on the battlefield, and it looks like it's going to be spread out amongst the teams. But Nexus, Daki, you called it, coming in there, 5k damage, picking up 2 kills in the meantime. Haiba actually with 4.5k damage, and he got 2 kills as well. Then Diplomat and the Mouse, 3.5 with 1 kill. Haiba and Diplomat were right in the thick of that the entire time.
Yeah, there's actually doing a lot there in that Type 4. He stayed alive for a while and made it work. The Mouses from Kazna Crew, were doing actually really well on those Mouses when we see him play that. It's impressive. Piotr, really bad mistake, honestly, like where he was. I don't know if it was a call from his teammate or what he was doing there, but he got, like, they turned the turrets.
Instant,
and he had 1.2, so it was more than one guy. So I think he got hit 2, maybe 3 times at the same time and then got set on fire and died. That was a mistake, but yeah, I still feel like UTOPIA had that game
and
after they catch out Vetso.
They just got Vetso at that point as well, so they had certainly the tank advantage and they had the HP advantage.
They just had to put the WZs onto the cap, I think. At least they didn't have to push into Kazna Crew's fire line, into their crossfire. They could just have hold the corners and pulled back with the WZ, 1 or 2, put them on the cap, and then Stefan would be forced to reset. Vetso's already dead. I mean, yeah, Vetso and Piotr were dead. So then it effectively becomes like a 5v3 at one point, or 5v4. So 5v4, because Stefan be out of the fight. So
yep. But let's take nothing away from Kazna Crew. It was really well played by their 2 heavies and by Stefan as well, Nexus and the T57. Now let's have a look at the lineups going into round 2, Daki, and see what teams are going to bring this time round. Now, but it's going to be Kazna Crew attacking, it's going to be UTOPIA defending, and UTOPIA not going quite as heavy, but Kazna Crew, Daki, bringing out an STB-1, something we've not really seen here before in Ghost Town.
No, STB-1, going to be interesting to see how that one works. He does have heat ammunition.
Maybe forward spotting, like with the bat chat sometimes, the bat chat before spotted Friesne.
I think they're just going to try and use him in some hold down area to ping away at the... Okay, so it's an SDI.
STI, okay,
tier
interesting.
9,
so it's the Russian tier 9.
We didn't notice that at tier 9 bat chat. So they have an SDI, tier 9 bat chat, and a tier 10 bat chat. Doesn't UTOPIA just have exactly the same lineup as Kazna Crew had in the last round?
In the previous round, yes.
T57 double.
And this is what we talked about as well from watching the Russian league, that they're using these 2 Type 4 heavies.
Yeah, because they can trade blow for blow with somebody on towards the cap. I mean, they can trade 500 for 500. The guy from the cap shoots you, you shoot him back for 500. I mean, it's a tier 10 versus a tier 9, but you can still trade better with 2 of them.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. Kazna Crew with the advantage again here, taking the 1 round lead. Now, I mean, to be honest, between these 2 teams, Daki, I would expect it to go actually round for round and go straight into tiebreaker. Last time, Kazna Crew has beaten UTOPIA 5-2, and then after that, it went to tiebreaker, and Kazna Crew won that one 5-4. I think that was one actually where UTOPIA were...
Brought 6 bat chats on Ghost Town.
Yeah, they did a really terrible tactic in Ghost Town. But yeah, Kazna Crew, red side, are going to be attacking. UTOPIA, blue side, are going to be defending. Bihu and Shoku immediately moving out here, Daki, to the south area, and the rest of the tanks just moving into the city.
So they're going to go for a similar start here, what it looked like towards Kazna Crew, although Kazna Crew put their mouse a little bit more towards the east. Kazna Crew going for the south with most of their tanks, then in 1 batch to spot the north. Vetso in the tier 9 will spot the south so they can see where the tanks from UTOPIA are. And then, again, it's going to be a head-on engagement somewhere. Kazna Crew right now looking, because it takes a long time to rotate with the Mouses, they are looking to go towards base number 2, in my opinion. Try to play on there, possibly put the STI onto the cap there or a mouse, and play from that point on.
Whoa, a little bit of glitch in the matrix there. Yizne and the STI covering middle area here. There's a gigantic turret. Such a weird-looking tank, that one.
Yeah, and it's not super good either, in my opinion. Vetso though.
Vetso taking a lot of damage there, and actually losing his gunner as well. It's not having a great start to both of these matches so far on Ghost Town, or both of
No.
these rounds, sorry.
He's down half HP now. This evens the HP between the two. Kazna had a little bit of an advantage in the beginning, but what I was saying about the SDI, for taller tanks, it's actually easier to shoot the cupola, because like Mouse is kind of shooting down on towards the cupola, which makes it kind of easier in a sense. Shuku took a shot there from Haiba and the Mouse, I think. Not sure why he received that one even.
Haiba, yeah, Haiba's only one reloading. So, dangerous game from Shoku. He knows he spotted Haiba will be aiming in that area again to try and get a shot off. It's not like Shoku's going to be able to get a couple of shots into him without Haiba getting one back. Now, if you are... Oh, Kolozoid actually taking a hit as well there. He just peeked over into the two base opposite Yizne. Rulzik and Kolozoid viewpoint here, looking back across to where Yizne is. Now, Daki, if you're Kazna crew, are you going to... I mean, you can't obviously go for base 1, but at what point do you commit to push into base 2?
Then they're just trying to chip away some HP here from UTOPIA in the beginning, try to figure out their initial positions and act accordingly to what they see. Right now, they're just playing control. They're just trying to figure out UTOPIA. Okay, we know Batchat here, Mouse is there. And then they're going to start thinking about how can we push them? Where are the Type 4s? They should have seen them already, though. So they can start figuring out, okay, we could possibly, you know, push through here, maybe catch the Mouses out, or pull back the Batchas and try a quick cap or something along those lines, but it's not going to work out very well for them.
Looked like Mucka and Haiba spotted out each other. Mucka did shoot, he was on a reload there, so he didn't connect with anything. But yeah, it's a very slow-paced game. It's going to be a slow-paced game with all this heavy armor. It'll be interesting to see once the team fight actually starts who actually gets the advantage over the other one. Of course, if you're a fan of either UTOPIA or Kazna crew, drop by their Facebook pages at the top, give them a hello, give them your support. But don't trash talk to their team, please.
What does Haiba have against these houses, though?
It's just obscuring his view of the lovely landscape, I think. Look at the armor on this thing. I mean, you can just see it from the way that it's cut, how absolutely crazy it was.
I like how Milosh came to ask, did you know that the Mouse has 250mm armor on the bottom side? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
It was against
against
landmines.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they could deflect pretty much anything, but it could never get to the battlefield. That was the problem with it. It's a ridiculously super heavy tank.
You'd have to find bridges it could drive over.
Yep, it was a ridiculously super heavy tank that had to be transported to a battlefield, and it always had a big gigantic fuel tank on its rear, which is where you can see the two holders for it, where it always had a fuel tank, and then when it went into battle, they would remove the fuel tank from it. It would have been absolutely rubbish, to be honest, in real life. It was just too heavy to do anything.
Yeah, because large battlefields. But now Kazna crew rotating. They're going to go for #1 base. At least that's what it's looking like. Going to be interesting to see who they put onto the cap. It kind of has to be Yizne in that SDI. He's the only tank realistically that can sit on there and kind of defend his own. Even a Mouse is not that great on it because it's very tall. Can be reset by HE very easily. So it has to be Yizne if they go for it. But they might, instead of that, go for the D-line counter push even. Because Yizne is just grouping up in D6. So perhaps they just push down the D-line like UTOPIA did. Or try that at least. Because they're really gearing up for that.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is Kazna crew are grouping up together and UTOPIA are still very spread. So if Kazna crew can get a push here and catch somebody out, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, Daki.
But look at the position from Kolosoid and Rulzik. They are already expecting this. They're already pre-aimed there on that corner. Both those Mouses are waiting for that exact thing to happen from Kazna crew. So if they go for this, they should take at least 2 big Mouse shots in the beginning.
5 minutes left on the clock, so Kazna crew are going to have to do something eventually. UTOPIA, as a defending team, happy to let that clock timer run down, because if it hits 0 and UTOPIA still have tanks on the board, that means UTOPIA win. It's an automatic win for the defensive side. So this always encourages the attackers that they have to attack, they have to do something. They can either win by capping on base 1 or base 2 and running down the cap timer, or they can win by killing all the tanks of UTOPIA, which is usually a much harder task.
Stefan trying to shoot towards Papa Pavian. Not going to work out well against the Type 4 heavy Kazna crew. Time is starting to run low. They can't really rotate to the other side anymore because it's going to take so much time. Bit those Mouses. I mean, just imagine how long it's going to take them to drive back towards the other side and then an engagement. And you know, the engagement now between these heavies will last at least a minute before it's over. So Kazna crew's time is running low here. No,
last shot, last parting shot there from Stefan, just as Papa Powin peaks. Now Haiba wants to come round and have a little bit of Papa Powin as well.
Haiba should be able to outtrade a type 4 heavy. He's just gonna push forwards actually. He's just gonna check what's around the corner and he'll find nothing.
So he'll be able to tell his team, guys, they're sitting super back. Shoku and Biku, Daki, when are they going to actually make a move as well? And the bat chat's down the bottom.
Seems like they're waiting for the spot because obviously Kazna crew has 2 bat shots of their own. They can still be caught out by that if they get into a bad trade. But this is going to have to be the push from Kazna crew very soon though, because honestly, now the bat shots will start rotating and the timing gap is starting to close here for Kazna crew.
Papa Powan is going to get shot here by Haiba, as we see a rotation here from the bat chats of Kazna crew. Daki, looks like they're going to go into the cap circle here and start a double cap. Papa Powan, can he connect with Haiba?
They're just using Haiba as a bait because now next to Stefan and Betso are on the cap. That should push it down to like 35 seconds. There we go. Triple cap pressure. Now be on UTOPIA to move very, very quickly because I don't know if they expected this.
I don't think they actually have the tanks in position to cover. Papa Pound's coming out, he's being distracted by Haiba. Mokka can come around the back and get a reset potential as well, but those 3 bat chats will focus into anyone coming over to do a reset. Papa Pound takes another shot now. We're down to 18 seconds on the cap circle. Haiba again just blocking, keeping their attention. There's a reset coming in, Daki. They have fit 1 tank, so it's back to 30 seconds. But look at this. The rotation from the bat chats of UTOPIA coming all the way around on the minimap. You can see one of them sneaking up the right-hand side on the 0 line. I don't think Kazna crew are going to be able to hold this position, but already UTOPIA are losing tanks. I mean, they're about to lose Papa Pound. They're taking damage here.
Well, Haiba has to push in first because Stefan can't really go in the bat shot because that type 4 gun, if he goes in, he'll take a big HE penetration. Nexus goes down in the meantime though, and Stefan took a lot of damage there. I don't know if this is going well for Kazna crew. I think UTOPIA can still hold on.
UTOPIA now pushing into the tanks on Death Alley, as it's known. Haiba's down onto a one-shot, Diplomat's on a one-shot. They're both in Mouse. Diplomat actually down on 70 HP. Yizni's now being focused by the Mouse of Rulizek, and Kolozoid coming to Death Alley has Biku and Shoku behind him, so Yizni does not have long to live right now. It's all about how much damage he can get before he goes down. Actually, he's going to turn it and run away, 170 HP. Now, Kazna crew are losing the HP battle here, Daki. They've got 2.5k less than UTOPIA. UTOPIA have still a lot of armor on the board, and this is going to be an uphill climb for Kazna crew now.
Yeah, but Thurs is also in a bad situation, and Shuka's going to clip him in the side, so that's going to be another dead mouse. Thurs should fall here very quickly, and then all that Kazna crew will have left is Haiba on a one-shot with a dead engine, and Stefan and Vetso on bat. This should be UTOPIA.
Biku actually picks up the kill there on Ders. It's now Stefan, Vetso and Haiba left. Haiba's on a one-shot. UTOPIA have still plenty of ammo and plenty of armor on the map here, and this is going to be 2-2, Daki. We're going to be going into steps after this, and I think this is going to be a long match between these two tonight.
Yeah, it does look like that, trading blow for blow, but we're going to go from a heavy map to a medium map coming out after this. It's going to be steps, so...
Haiba's got a damaged engine as well.
Yeah.
Super, it's like 10 kilometers and everybody's moving it.
I don't know if Stefan got hit by the Type 4 for 1.1, but we'll have to see that after, because I think he might have.
I think he took a big hit there, yeah. Death Alley with the graveyards of the Mouse. Rulezek just making it hard, getting an angle in there for Haiba. As Dynamo comes round, missing. I went right under Haiba, I think, that one there.
Yeah, he's trying to hit the lower plate and didn't connect that one for the first 2, but got it on the 3rd. Now Stefan,
chasing
the last
Shoku.
man.
Nope. He's got 5 shots, but he's only got 2 shots back into him.
Wow.
Shoku can actually just trade with him. One more. There he goes. Shoku getting the kill. And it's all square 2-2 here on Ghost Town. And that was a good play from Kazna crew. They very nearly made it, but they just couldn't deal with those 2 Type 5 heavies for the reset.
Yeah, Haiba there in the mouse was playing really well on that corner against both of those Type 4.
Potentially would it have worked better if Haiba just gone all the way up onto that corner? Or would that made it harder for his team?
I think they left the cap because Nexus got reset it, and then they were like, okay, the mouses are going to get back on time, because the mouse is a very big, tall tank.
Yeah.
So when he gets to the dead alley corner, he can shoot into the cap very easily.
There was also the bat chat on the 0 line as well that could shoot the back.
Yes, exactly. So once Nexus got resetted, I think the plan got abandoned because they know the mouses will be able to shoot Stefan and Piotr because they're so tall, they can shoot down. Bat chats coming from behind. And then they wanted to make the play against the Type 4, but I think Stefan really paid for that. And I think after that, UTOPIA just singled out the rest of the tanks from Kazna crew. The DHP seemed close, but Durs had a lot of that, and he was completely in the UTOPIA side. Like, he was surrounded by them.
Shoku doing 3.7 here, Haiba with 3k, Rulezek 2.9. I mean, there's a huge amount of damage shared across the board there on the teams. Biku actually picking up 3 kills there in his bat chat, so nicely done there. I mean, even 7th place still coming in at 2.2. Normally, in previous matches before this patch, 2.2, 2.5, 2.5 would be like a good, you know, number 1 position. Now we're seeing 3.7, we're seeing 4s, we're seeing 5s earlier on. I mean, even 12th place has 1.1.
One of these type 4s penetrated Stefan because Stefan took 3 penetrations before dying, so 1 hit for 1.1 and then 2 more hits to finish him off. That was a big one. That must have hurt, but it's something that's going to happen with these bad shots, man. If you're going to play a bad shot, you got to be careful because, you know, you're going to get hit by type 4 at one point. It's going to hurt, it's going to sting. Type 4 or type 5, it's really painful.
Yeah, yeah. That new change to the gun where it's the 75 penetration.
It doesn't ever penetrate anything.
Yeah,
but when it
but
does,
when it doesn't do it, it's like, was it 400 something even?
It depends on the armor you hit, obviously. It's like between 400 to 600, I'd say. Also depends. Like always, even with that gun, you should aim for weak spots because lower armor does more HE damage. So there's that.
Does more HE.
Yeah, because it depends also on the thickness of the armor.
Yeah, yeah.
So like if you hit a T95 with a type 4, you can be like, well, 200 if you're unlucky. It's like getting a bad shot RT, you know, the tier 10 one. If it hits a mouse and hits the wrong spot, it just does nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,150 blocks. I had that yesterday. It's like...
Okay, so steps. More of an open map now. Let's have a look at the lineups, Daki, and see, are we still going to see the super heavy tanks, or are we going to see more mobile lineups? Oh, still a mouse. Kazna.
Well, Kazna with a mouse, obvious. I don't mind the pick here on the attack, because on the attack with the mouse, you can actually... If you can push it towards the eastern side to take the shots and push it on towards the cap, bad just have to waste a lot of shots on it. But you can also go, if you go for the rails, he can push the rails first because he has so much HP. You can push him over there and he can do damage and again take the shots. But looking at UTOPIA with Lorraine, with STRV, this is a really good counter pick, I'd say, towards that mouse. Because the STRV, I think, is almost a direct counter to the mouse.
It just goes through it like a hot knife through butter, doesn't it?
If he can sit on the distance, if he can sit in the distance and just ping away at the mouse, he might not have like 100% pen ratio, but he will dig through him rather quickly.
Yeah, he'll harass him. Now, Kazna crew, 3 bat chats as well for the mobility. Get around, IS7, Kramwagen mouse. I mean, it's quite interesting to see this actually with a mouse play on steps. Kazna crew have only played steps 7 times this season, whereas UTOPIA have played it 14 times. But their overall win ratios aren't that great. I mean, UTOPIA only has a 36% win ratio, and Kazna only have a 43% win ratio. So let's going to find out, Daki, who takes the first round here on steps. Will it be Kazna crew? Will it be UTOPIA? Let's jump into the map and find out.
Steps, the most open map in the league. The attacking team appears near the rocks at the bottom of the map, and the defending team starts at the top. Bases are located near the railway and on the green. The best way to control them is to use the lowland near the second base. The attacking team usually begins the attack from the rocks and the railway, but sometimes they can attack through the green. Teams often drag vehicles from flank to flank, so both teams usually pick light vehicles with a good camouflage rating, but sometimes use tanks with a strong turret and even SPGs.
And we have 2 SPGs, thank you Mr. Video Voiceover. Kazna crew are going to be on the red side attacking Daki. UTOPIA are going to be on the blue side defending. Now you were just saying there in the video intro, you reckon that Haiba is going to be very easily spotted and chipped away at by artillery. And I have to say, if I had my pick of artilleries not to shoot at me, Papa Powen would probably be top of that list.
UTOPIA is going to go very aggressive here towards the 9-0. They will spot out, Dynamo should spot out most of the times here for Kazna crew, and that should give away the game of what's going to happen. They didn't boost anybody, which is going to be interesting how that works out for them. Dynamo might take some damage running away here. No. Yes.
1 shot into him. Biku actually taking a shot as well. 3 shots into Dynamo, and that last one though tracked him. He was able to quickly repair and get away. So damage already going out for Kazna crew, but in the meantime, Diplomat took one back there on the Kramwagen.
Yeah, Diplomat taking some damage in the Kranwagen. UTOPIA just about have time if they would be willing to boost to do it, but I don't think they shall. I think they're just going to go for the rotations and hope that Papa Pavian and the RT will be enough to reset it, because what they can do is they can just rotate around the map. All they need is going to be 1 guy spotting the cap. That's all they need for Papa Pavian to ping away on it. So you can see them all rotating now. What most likely is going to happen is they're going to rotate all the way down the 1-2 line and then put the IS-4 towards the rock to spot over, to spot the cap. And they hope that Kazna crew is not going to be super fast, because they obviously can't tell that everybody's run away. So the IS-4 will get there at the same time as the bad shots take the K line. So then UTOPIA can kill the RT and can cover him from any possible peaks, and then he can spot for RT. But that's like very risky though, because you're putting all your eggs into one basket, saying that Papapavian has to get the reset shots.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. This is very open play from UTOPIA to give up base 2 like this. I've generally never really seen this before, where the defending team is now on the left side and attacking teams on the right side like this.
Generally depends on how many tanks Kazna crew put on the tank. If they just put the mouse, then Papapavian will have a field day. Because you can see the reload there, 26.6 seconds. If they put 3 on it, it'll go to like 35 seconds, something around that. It's 40 seconds actually to cap a 3 once you get straight in there. So he can, do one shot, and then he needs to reset and do another one. But like over time, they're gonna have to need somebody else to reset because.
Now it looked like Papapavian was aiming exactly to where Stefan was, but they obviously don't have any spots there.
He's just looking if something gets broken, because obviously from RTV you can see trees, obstacles, anything being broken for the obvious positions. He didn't find anything. Kind of disappointed that they haven't rotated into the 1-2 line now. And Haiba's actually going to clear out the 9-0 line first. He'll be surprised when he doesn't find anybody.
He's going up there slowly first. Marching ever so slowly.
Well, he's going to go. Bihu is actually, I think UTOPIA has a pretty good read, or solid read here right now on Kazna crew. They're making them waste time. Bihu is just like literally all he's doing now. He's peeking up to spot. It's either he can spot both if they drive onto the cap, or he can also spot if they come around that corner. When they see Haiba and the mouse, I think then will be the time where they do all of their rotation. Colostoid?
Nope.
Nope, not enough speed.
Now, the interesting thing here as well is that what UTOPIA is doing is it's also making Kazna crew waste time. It's all playing into UTOPIA's favour by doing this, because Kazna crew are having to progress very slowly, very cautiously, and again it just runs down the clock.
Bihu spotted out Haiba now, he's running away, exactly what UTOPIA wanted. Haiba is like, well, okay. Okay. Now they're going to start the cap, most likely. They should start the cap with 1 or 2 guys, and then UTOPIA really needs to start rotating.
Colostoid, in the meantime, just keeps practicing his boosts in this area. We should just send up Bihu, because we know Bihu can get up there really easily. He's done it multiple times. He's actually ended 2 matches up in that area in previous rounds against Kazna crew. One where he was actually against Ding, sorry. But yeah, I mean, UTOPIA down to almost 5.5 seconds, and now the cap's been started by Kazna crew.
Now Marakar will do what I said before. The rotations from UTOPIA are happening 2 batches down the middle road. Marakar will go towards the rock so he can spot over and spot the cap, and then UTOPIA will take the 4 line and the 1 line simultaneously to clear out the K line, possibly get Isna along the way, because I don't think they're boosting him, so they could get him if they go for it, but at least they will be able to cover him from possible bad side shots.
Vetso sitting on the cap here, all alone. Nobody to spot him, but, well, there's a splash or a random shot coming in from Papapavian as a guesstimate shot there. But, I mean, there's no hurry for UTOPIA to come and rush the cap at the moment. We're only at 1 minute 20 seconds. And there's the push coming through the middle road, Daki, as you said, Rulezek and Dynamo. Yuzni is kind of isolated all the way on his own from the team, and once Rulezek and Dynamo know that there's nobody else there, the rest of the team might push in. But actually, UTOPIA pushing in the top here, Daki. Maraka getting tracked, getting a huge amount of damage taken there. It's a needless push there. He's trying to spot Vetso, didn't do it, and took a truck ton of damage for that.
Well, they need a spot because there's 24 seconds left. Now the rotations came out from UTOPIA, but now they desperately need to spot the cap. They did, but he missed. Papapavian missed.
Papapavian missed, and it's now 15 seconds. Are Kazna crew going to rush somebody else than it is? It looks like Nexus is going to come in to try and go for a triple cap. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. UTOPIA are no way to be able to block this, but they do. They get a reset. Maraka goes in as a suicidal lamb here. He's taken lots of damage, but he did get a reset. Now we're back down to 22 seconds. UTOPIA have to push in again here. Rulezek is taking a lot of damage to us, but he does get a kill on Dares. Kazna crew might have to back off because he won't be able to hold his position soon, Daki.
Well, Rulezek will probably go kill Isna, and the game's not over here because the reset came out from Papapavian from the back lines, and I think Haiba got pinged away very heavily by that STRV. Now Bihu will be on the reload. If Rulezek can kill the RD, this game's not over because there's still Papapavian. Dynamo will spot out the cap, and he should get another reset. Stefan's going to try to chase down Bihu though.
Now, well, Rulezek, I was just going to say, Rulezek is going to get shotgunned by Yuzni if he doesn't do this properly, and that's exactly what happened. Yuzni survives on 2 HP, and Kazna crew are still in control of this match right now.
Yeah, and 12 seconds left on the cap. They're going to have to get back to this very quickly. There is a reset coming out though, so there's that. Bihu goes down, And look at the HP. It's all Kazna crew.
It's done and dusted as Haiba and Stefan can just push over into the tanks remaining at the front. Mucka is in no way able to help out in this fight or with the resets. These 3 tanks just sitting in the cap circle saying, come on, come at us. Which direction are you at? We'll shoot you. And there's just nothing UTOPIA can do anymore to be able to reset this or be able to try and get anything back from it. Kazna crew cap out, and that was very nicely done. And a brilliant shotgun, actually, from Izne.
Disappointed by UTOPIA's rotations because I don't know what they were afraid of to go down the 1-2 line and clear it out. I mean, they knew where Haiba is. They're arguably not going to send a mouse alone over there, to be honest. And then again, they had Kranwagen IS-7, which you can spot from a distance. Could have taken the middle road very easily and spotted any rotations coming out. They needed to be quicker. They weren't. Papa Pavin missed the resets and Marakar died for it. UTOPIA was just slow. Like their tactic, they seemed to know what Kazna crew was doing, but they didn't take the positions. They needed the 1-2 line. They needed to clear out the K line so Marakar could push up safely and spot, and then Papa Pavin to reset. They were slow. They were really slow.
Could have been a big difference as well if they had a tank up on the usual defensive area up on that hill.
Like they could have possibly boosted the STRV up there, but they still would have lost Marakar for the same way they did now.
Yeah, I mean Marakar had to push and he got already half damage before he could even get to the cap circle and spot anyone. Haiba actually doing top damage there, 2.4k in the mouse. Then actually Yizne coming second top damage with 2.3, so nicely done from him. Although a huge amount of that was into the face of Rulizik coming around the bottom. I mean, I wanted to say, Dak, I didn't want to interrupt you though, that there's a high chance he was going to get shotgunned here because he didn't seem to have an idea exactly where Yizne was.
But Yizne was spotted.
Yeah, but when he came around the corner, his gun wasn't aiming up towards Yizne.
I don't even know how Rulizik was doing.
It was a slow reaction.
He tried to quick drive around the corner to try and surprise Yizne, but it's almost always better to just like slow peek it and just get the shot and hopefully be quicker on the trigger finger. But yeah, okay. That's nice there from Yizne. This just UTOPIA.
2 HP surviving.
Yeah, I just really think UTOPIA was slow. I mean, they needed to take the middle road. They needed to take the 1-2 line. They lost all their armor, which they had. That was it. Marakar was the only tank. Kazna crew had plenty of it.
Yeah.
I think if they take 1-2 line, possibly middle road, they can really easily surround Kazna crew. I mean, they didn't need more than the SRV and the Bachelor in the north. If they take the middle road and the 1-2 line, go K line, they could have killed Izne much earlier. And I think Marakar would have been safely able to spot the cap and could reset that way.
Yep. I mean, it was good as well. Like you could see, you just knew that third tank was going to come in as well and boost the cap. And then that was when UTOPIA had to get desperate, and that's when he took a lot of damage for it. So Kazna crew really forced them to make a move and really punished them for it.
Well, if we keep the trend, Kazna crew take the lead, UTOPIA take it back. So I'm going to go with UTOPIA for this next round because, you know.
Keep it nice pattern, yeah. Nice and easy. Okay, let's have a look at the lineups and see what UTOPIA and Kazna are going to bring for round 2. We're just going to get them up in just a second. Now, do you think we're going to see a mouse again, Daki?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. How would you approach this if you were UTOPIA, based on how it just went previously? Like, do you think you have a read of Kazna? Do you think you can rock them?
I should just play my game. I wouldn't be surprised by Kazna crew. I mean, I still think like bad shots and one heavy and an RT is enough for this map.
Okay, well, let's see exactly what vehicles are going to be brought here by UTOPIA and Kazna crew. UTOPIA are going to be attacking this time, and it's going to be Kazna crew defending this time. And Kazna Daki actually going with 2 mouse on the defense.
I don't know if this double mouse is going to work out. It depends on Papa Pavin and the connections towards it. In essence, UTOPIA has to drag around Kazna crew around the map to make this work. They need to find isolations on mediums, on bad shots, and focus them out. If they can find a fight 5-on-4, they'll be winning because they have bad shots and a 430 against 2 object 140s and 2 bad shots.
Yeah, certainly if they can get the mediums drawn out here. I mean, the thing is it going to be important for Kazna to do climbs here? Because I imagine the mouse are going to stick together, Daki, but they certainly, if they're covering base 1 or base 2, they can't cover them both, you know? So, yeah, like you're saying, it could be a really bad situation where Kazna crew just get dragged around the map by UTOPIA here. But then the question is do UTOPIA actually play into that, or do they get drawn into trying to trade and do damage with the mouse?
So Kazna with the mouses going towards the south. Okay, I mean, the thing what's good about the mouse is you can push it across the D line very effectively if you need to spot the cap, because you'll survive for a long time, unless he gets perma-tracked, obviously. But for UTOPIA, it's going to be a slow game. It's going to be a game where they have to work with RD, where they have to get those connections from the RT over and over and over and over again, literally. They had a spot in the middle road. He backed off now. Yeah, that's it for UTOPIA. I think they need to climb somebody on A1, and I think they need to work with RD. That's about it.
To chip away at the HP of Kazna crew here. A couple of blind shots going out already. Shoku, the one driving most forward here. Yizni is actually the one that's furthest north for his team. Haiba actually just sitting behind him, so I guess Haiba would just roll over the hill. Yeah, exactly as you're saying, Daki. Just roll over the hill if a reset's needed and just drive forward and take a truck ton of shots.
Yeah, but UTOPIA have taken a lot of map control for this first minute and 10 seconds. This is good by them, I'd say, because now they're instantly starting the cap, which is the correct thing to do in my opinion. They have to do it. They need to draw out peaks from Kazna crew, punish them, get that M40 to pay dividend.
Haiba spotted already here, so they know exactly where the mouse was, although they'd more likely be expecting that. Now, Kazna actually bringing two of their tanks back, Daki. They were rotating down south, down the right-hand side, but actually some of them came back here now.
Yeah, and Biku was trying to do the climb there on the 1-2 line, but he didn't do it so far. Ooh, actually, Shoku took a blind shot there, and he actually got resetted.
Reset from Dares, actually nicely done. I was going to say what's Diplomat and Stefan doing here, and actually they have a nice crossfire shot, so they actually have different angles. Colosoid actually got hit as well from that circle, and that was actually nicely done there by Kazna crew, because I guess from, I mean, does Haiba have binos or something like that?
I don't think so. It was just there's blind firing. I mean, if you blind fire and you reset, you know where you hit, so he's going to be like outside right or something. They probably have some call-out names for it. They're going to be like, okay, he's far right, far left, something like that. And they're really good at resetting right now. Shuku instantly, and he got tracked again. He takes so much damage.
Shoku taking two shots there. He moved into a different position and gets shot at. So at the moment, Kazna crew have a great read of where UTOPIA might be and the angles they'd be able to push as Vetso pushes over there and gets a shot into Shoku. One more shot and Shoku's dead, actually. He's on 182 health. He has to run there. Are Vetso and Haiba going to try and take it? Shoku is down. Haiba actually peeks over, and UTOPIA, this is not going to work for you.
Haiba does seem to have optics of some sort because he spotted Shuku in that area of the map. Very well done, actually, there from Kazna crew. Interesting. So he did have optics, I mean, because he was moving when he did it, and he managed to spot him out, and now UTOPIA has one tank down.
Yep, and we're looking here at Nexus, who's at the bottom of the map, just covering the south area where absolutely nothing is going on. UTOPIA are not going to do any action or any pushes in this area. Now, yeah, I mean, it was nicely done from what Haiba was doing. I guess, I mean, you said it must be optics. I can't tell at the moment. We need to jump into him. I just saw it on my screen and it just glanced off at the second, so I did miss that. I think, like Daki, like you said, it's probably going to be optics.
He took a connection there from Artie. A decent amount, but Muka trading even in the 430. This is not going well for UTOPIA.
Muka getting focused as well now here, so UTOPIA again going back into this cap circle trying to bait out Kazna crew, but it's bold because they just tried this earlier on and they got spotted and they got shot at. Now Stefan here looks like to have a read of the exact area perhaps. They're using the trees here as cover for them. And this is actually really nice from Kazna crew. They're basically forcing UTOPIA into trying to do something here at base 1, sorry, and they have all the angles covered.
They're finally doing some damage on towards these mouses, which is really, really crucial for the boys of UTOPIA to make this work. Colosoid needs to only 220. You want that M40 to hit for like 800. He needs more, like they really need more damage on these mouses. They need to be low HP before they push in.
I'll be honest, Daki, I think this is probably already done and dusted. I think this is already Kazna crew's match, or round, sorry.
It could be, but don't forget, you saw Stefan only has 17 APCR shots left, I think it was. So blind fire will start becoming an issue. I think it was 17 APCR. At least that's what it read like to me.
Colosoid moving over here with Rulzik and Muka to the top area, trying to get a bit of pressure onto Kazna crew, trying to get a bit of vision on them as well, as Dynamo's coming up the middle road to join in with his teammates. Only Biku is left down south, and are UTOPIA going to actually try and look for a fight here, Daki?
It's not going to work out well for them. The 140s will cover the mouse, and I think this is Kazna crew's fight. I mean, Rulzik can push into the mouse, Biku's not even there, Papa Pavin's on reload, and I think this should be all Kazna crew.
So a shot from Papa Pau in there onto Haiba for 556. Rulzik's going to be the one leading the charge as Muka manages to dodge an artillery shot there, but Rulzik's going to now get clipped out by Dares, who can come round. Now, Diplomat and Stefan are rolling across the middle here as well, and UTOPIA are trying to go for a fight, but they just don't have HP to be able to trade to do this, as Diplomat and Stefan and Object 140s can just shoot for days right now, and these Batchats have to reload, so this is going to go completely against them, and Kazna crew are looking to take this fight, and they're doing it very strongly, but look at the damage they're taking as well for it, Daki.
Yeah, but once the autoloaders from UTOPIA be on reload, the game will be over, as UTOPIA lose two tanks, and this is all Kazna crew. I mean, Biku is the last man standing together with Papa Pavian. Good strategy by Kazna.
Very nicely done by Kazna, just to bait out that tactic and say, like, okay, we're here. You only have one option that you can do. Do it. We know you're going to try it. Perhaps UTOPIA should have tried something different. It seemed a bit obvious in a way. You know, it was a bit of a bait. Just like, there you go. It's too good to take, so they took it. Nicely done from Kazna crew. Nice innovation of tactics there, using the double mouse to just come over and reset, and being able to take a truck ton of damage when they do so.
Diplomat has 2 shots left. He might still have heat left, but that's one ammo type of which he has only 2 left. 1 now. Wonder which one it is. But yeah, Kazna crew there.
He's just for the kill on Papa Powen.
No.
No. Diplomat actually does get it as Dares gets a shot on the move. So Kazna crew now taking the lead here, 4-2, match point. And that was Kazna crew in complete control really there on steps.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the mouse has pretty good view range to begin with. Together with optics, you can peek over very far and spot the outer side of the cap circle. And the 140s from Kazna crew, very good at blind firing. But I don't think UTOPIA could have done anything else. I don't think they could have gone towards the eastern side and fight against 2 mouses, because it's just not going to work out. I mean, the only thing they could have possibly tried is to peek on the eastern side, play. But, I mean, they really can't go eastern side if you think about it in essence, because the mouses will just push forward and roll over anybody that tries to play over there. So it was the only option they had.
Yep. Let's have a look at the stats and see damage done. And there's a bit of a surprise here for number 1. It's actually Papa Powen and the artillery there.
You actually want him to do much more than this on steps. He needs to be hitting the likes of 4K if you want to make RT work.
And this is what we're talking about as compared to the city maps. Like, where you would expect a 2.2, 2.3, 2.5s to be, you know, top damage dealers. Where in the city maps, it's like top damage dealt, it's like 4K damage, 5K damage. And it's all, I mean, yesterday we had all the way down to, I think it was 12th place, still had 2.5 damage.
Shuku there in his bad shot. Not good.
Yeah. Das ist nicht gut, as they would say in Germany, Daki. Just like if the engine breaks down, what would they say? Wow, you're really leaving me hanging, just like you said. So what's that? That's what, we're 10 out of 12 now, I've still got to go?
Yes.
Wow.
I warned you. You made me repeat myself twice.
I just wanted to hear you say motor kaputten, because it's so funny when you say it.
Motor kaput? I don't understand why that's so funny, man.
I don't know why. You randomly said it on the stream one time and you were just killing yourself laughing.
Motor kaput, because my engine was dead. Why else would I say it?
Random German from you, it was funny.
Feels bad, man. But, okay, it's 4-2, but it's Cliff. So it's 4-2.
So Kazna not going to win Cliff.
4-2,
yeah.
But it's Cliff.
So we're expecting it to be 4-4 after this.
Yes, pretty much.
Kazna crew, though, however, guaranteed a match point, or guaranteed a point on the board, which is really important for them. So they're on 29 points. So they're now only 4 behind. Go hard
if
and
they
Ding.
lose in tiebreaker, then it's
Still, they're in a good position. They still have a match in hand.
Yeah, but then they'll be still points behind. They'll be 4 points. If they lose here, they'll be 4 points behind with the match in hand. They'll still be 1 point behind.
Okay, that's not so great. Shut up, Hector. Okay, here we go, Daki. Cliff, 5 bat chats per side, TVP per side, and then the difference being T54 lightweight, T49.
Yeah, surprise UTOPIA went with the T54. I mean, now Papa Powen in the team, but apparently, you know, they're like, Papa, we're playing T54. I'm going to give it to UTOPIA.
I'm going to give it to UTOPIA as well, but I think Kazna crew will surprise us, so we'll probably go Kazna crew. Let's find out, Daki. It's 4-2 Kazna crew. We're going into Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
Now we see no real changes here, Daki, in the Kazna crew lineup, but we are on Cliff, so what does that mean that's in the water?
Water!
There you go.
some initial blocking going on, though, from Kazna crew. You can see Durs on the minimap is a little bit behind. He got blocked by Diplomat. This could be crucial, because UTOPIA might be going as a ball of death across the F line.
Now they have made it, the 4 tanks have made it across over to the 3 line at the moment. Colozoid's taking a shot. Diplomat got one in there. Shoku's having to stop and hide behind this area. Going to get a fight on the 3-line, Daki. That's where everyone's grouped up at the moment. Dares gets a shot off. Big ricochet off the front of his tank as well. So he takes 417, but only did 350 back in return.
The crucial thing to note about what happened there with Dares is he lost his repair kit.
He had to repair his track straight away.
Yeah, he had to lose his repair kit, so he's down a repair kit. I honestly don't like this Kazna crew setup very, very much. They have a T49 spotting 1-2 line. Theirs is already minus his repair kit. They have no hill control. UTOPIA already has the hill under their control. I think right now, in the beginning phase, they have actually won the exchange.
Stefan now moving over on the E line. Dares is going up now beside Vets. With Stefan taking a shot there as he climbs. 2 shots, Daki. Will he take a third one? He's snapping back. He's having to back off that area. Mucka's taking a lot of damage though in return. Stefan's now down to 1 shot. One more and he's going to go down here. Can Mucka survive? Diplomat taking a huge amount of damage as well. Trying to peek over in that area. They must have known that UTOPIA were waiting for them, Daki, there on the F line.
I have no idea what that was from Kazna crew. I mean, Kazna, you saw only 4 tanks. You knew 2 of them might have been out of the fight, and even 1 would be enough to kill Stefan. If it was just Dynamo on the hill, it would still be enough. Somehow I feel Kazna crew thought UTOPIA put all their thought onto 1-2 line, but nothing is true, and this is not good for Kazna crew. Honestly, like, on Cliff, 1 tank down, a TVP, low HP. Yes, he can go into A5, but yes, he'll have to play it much safer. Yes, if he gets blind shotted, he's dead as well. Well, he needs to, but, you know, we often see TVPs take 1 or 2 blind shots in that area. Now Kazna crew is going to be forced onto the defensive. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left, and it's very hard to hold Cliff with 10 minutes and full HP. Well, it's even harder if you have none.
Yep, I mean, for getting Mucka down to half health, Kazna crew have lost a tank, and they've got Diplomat down to less than half health themselves. Not a good exchange. Okay, Shoku took damage, Biku took damage, Kozoi took damage, but spread across the team. They're down a gun now. Now Nexus is getting shot at as well, up on the hill.
It's not going well here for Kazna crew, honestly. I mean, this round is lost, and I want to point out to everybody watching, Kazna crew has 43% on the defense, but if it comes to the attack,
0% attack.
0 on the attack.
From 12 matches played on it.
If they lose this round, it's going to be tiebreaker.
That's going to be tiebreaker. More than likely, yeah. Unless Kazna crew can surprise everyone on the attack. But going on past record with the numbers, it's not something they've been able to do previously. Papa Powin keeping Haiba lit up on the hill as we're looking at the viewpoint from Diplomat. Diplomat's really high up at the moment, so it's going to be hard to blind fire. He's much higher than teams normally expect him to be. Haiba desperately want to play peekaboo here with Papa Powin, but not taking the bait there. Papa Powin perhaps kicking himself he's not in artillery right now, because he could have some really nice shots over onto the tanks of Kazna crew.
You can see the play from UTOPIA. It's going to be 1-2 line. I mean, not 1-2 line, sorry, 9-0 line. That's what I meant to say. Shuku is going to be climbing the hill here at one point.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, inevitably, maybe.
Perhaps. Yay, Shoku!
But yeah, he's going to go and climb the hill as well. They have Colosoid to crossfire, and then pretty much all the other tanks are in the 9-0 line, and they're going to push around the eastern side right now.
Dynamo has just dodged 3 shots there now from Diplomat. 2 have gone over him and 1's hit into the ground. So Diplomat won't be able to give crossfire, as Biku can now start shooting into Dares and Haiba up on that hill. Little crossfire coming around trying to distract him. Will Dares take another one? Will Dynamo push over the hill? Well, we're going to find out in a second. It's actually Rulazek is getting clipped out by Dares. A little bit overcommit here. And UTOPIA is just desperate to push in here, Daki. They're desperate to try and get another tank kill.
A little bit of an overcommitment there from Rulezek, but you know, Biku and Papa Pavin from the backlines are actually doing the damage back towards the Nexus. And you have to imagine an even trade is a trade in favor of UTOPIA because of the HP lead they already have.
Papa Powin's in front of Biku and Rulezek here, just making it harder for any shots to come their way. Now they know that Diplomat's going to be back in that area. As Jizney's starting to move over, you can see on the minimap to help his teammate as well. Oh, look at this. Diplomat just trying to get the top there of Dynamo. And there's a base cap started, so that's going to attract the Diplomat's attention here, Daki. Will he blind fire is the danger point? He's going to wait for someone to spot first, surely.
Well, he will blind fire. Papa Pavin, I don't know why he's on this cap.
2 into Papa Powin, but Papa Powin actually... How did they not connect with him? Wow.
They hit low, they hit the ground.
Okay, fell to the bottom of the aiming
I
circle.
don't think UTOPIA can cap. I somehow don't feel like this is an option. I think they need to start doing something with Colosoid because he needs to start getting his play or push from the top because Papa Power's taking all the shots.
Papa Power taking shots, nothing going back in return. Now Shoku takes shots as well. They're able to get a shot back into Haiba. They're pushing now onto Dares. Dynamo goes actually past them and starts clipping it into him. But Haiba got the kill on Shoku. Dynamo's now in a crossfire between Dares and also Diplomat. But Dynamo does get the kill. Now Haiba's going to chase Mucka up on the top of the hill. As Haiba actually got the kill on Mucka, and UTOPIA are throwing away the advantage they have here, Daki. It's not going well for them.
It does look like that. Muka there got double tapped at the same time. Great stuff from Kazna crew. And now UTOPIA is forced to back off. It's 2 guns down for both these teams. Yeah, this is not good actually for UTOPIA. That push on the top didn't seem that well coordinated. Shuku went over by himself and died.
Here's the interesting thing as well. UTOPIA are now completely isolated on that side of the map, and Kazna crew can start making plays on them. Now, are UTOPIA going to climb someone back up onto the hill? Because Haiba's actually up on the hill all alone now. He's on the wrong side of the hill. He has to push onto Dynamo at some point and force shots in from Diplomat as well. So I don't think Dynamo's got much long left to live. No. Papa Powan actually gets killed by Haiba. Dynamo's going to fall in just a second, Daki, and I think that's it. I think Kazna crew are going to be taking this one. It's going to be 5-2.
It's starting to look a little bit like that at least. Colosoid has to fight with Izno and Vetso.
Colosoid now getting pushed on by Yzne and Vetso on the other side of the map as we're looking at Dynamo up on the hill here. Oh, Yzne getting the kill on Colosoid. He is gone. Good night, Vienna. And this is all she wrote because that's going to be Kazna crew, Daki, with a big advantage here now. I mean, it's only 8k or 800 HP difference in it, but now Haiba is getting shots on Dynamo. Dynamo has no support. Haiba can just continue to harass. And yeah, UTOPIA have just got nowhere to go here right now. They're now stuck on this side of the map.
Very disappointed to see how they lost this round because they had all the advantages. Kazna crew just about hold on. That push on the top from UTOPIA was not good though. I mean, you could see there how Shuku just died. He just died. Like he pushed over by himself, and then Haiba got to kill Muka as well in the TVP. He only had 1 shot, but he got some help from a teammate. Just all fell to pieces there for UTOPIA, and it didn't seem like they had like a real plan on how to break Kazna crew.
Yep, I think the biggest problem there with UTOPIA is when they made the move, they didn't really have the tanks set up to be able to cover each other. So you had the 3 tanks down the bottom, but Papa Powan was getting shot, and then there was no shots coming back in return. So you had these tanks all isolated on the right-hand side, but there was, for example, no crossfire from the left-hand side. There was just no lines, basically, could draw onto the tanks of Kazna crew. And Kazna playing extremely well here, like they took an initial lot of damage, but then they backed off. And they were able to, I mean, Diplomat, for example, he's still able to do a lot of damage despite nearly dying at the start. And he's in that position, you know he's going to be there, but you can never spot him, that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know about what Shuku did there. It really costed them, in my opinion. He was pretty much full, died. Bihu is now probably going to try and make a play against Haiba here, but Diplomat will be covering from the back lines. Depends if Bihu can get some connection, but he's spotted out now. This is not going to help out. And Isna might even connect him from the backside if he peeks out too far.
Nexus is climbing as well. Vetso has Overwatch on the circle as well. Yzne's waiting down bottom to get a shot as well. Kazna crew are on the defense. They can run the clock down. We have 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go. UTOPIA really just don't have anything that they can do here. They need to try and kill everyone from Kazna crew or cap within 1 minute and 17 seconds. They would need pretty much all 3 tanks for that, and to be able to not get shot by Kazna crew, which is not going to happen. So yeah, fair play to Kazna crew. They continue their winning ways here against UTOPIA, and that's all 3 wins have gone to Kazna crew when these 2 teams have faced each other this season.
Yeah, Kazna crew getting the advantage here. Well, they won it on steps, and UTOPIA should have won it here, but then Kazna crew could have still won it on the attack. So yeah, for 52 seconds left, they're not going to find all these players.
Yep, I mean, it's good for Kazna crew as well, because that now puts Kazna crew on 31 points. Then they go into a 3-match weekend next weekend. But the thing is, I mean, Kazna crew have that match advantage, but Ding and Gohard still remain top of the season. Now, the biggest match to come next weekend will be Gohard versus Kazna crew. That's pretty much the match that's going to decide who gets 2nd spot or 1st spot even, depending how Ding do for the rest of the season. Now it's just a numbers game, just sealing out the end of the game. 22 seconds left as Vetso shoots into Bihu. Haiba comes over for kills as well. Rulazek is now the only one left in that corner. How long is he going to stay there for? Nobody has to do anything. He's getting shot at now by Vetso and Haiba. They both get shots into him. I might just drop off the edge, just for the sake of it, just for the lulz. Or he'll just run the clock down and say, well, at least I survived. Nope, he goes for a swim, Daki.
He's not going to die, though. Oh, maybe? No.
Nope.
But yeah, Kazna crew pick it up 5-2. Arguably, arguably Kazna's crew was really terrible in the beginning.
At the start, they looked like it was done. You said it was all over, and it did look like that way.
It
Like
should have been.
they lost HP.
Technically, it should have been all over.
Yeah.
I mean, if UTOPIA played out correctly, I don't think Kazna crew ever gets to win that round whatsoever. I mean, you got to say it like it is: one tank down, another one low HP for arguably nothing in return. If you think Shuku, I don't know.